Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elodie and my channel is Elodie's Crafts and Creation. So welcome to this sixth video tutorial on how to make a vintage Christmas themed junk journal. If you haven't seen the other videos, I strongly recommend you do. And as usual, if you don't want to miss out on my next videos, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell button. It really helps my channel out. This tutorial is part of the hashtag Christmas in July 2022 project collaboration, and it's my first, so really make sure you check out the different projects made by the other artists too. They're all in the description below. So today, as you can see, we will be adding all the little decorations we created in a previous video to our junk journal. There's many different types. As you can see here, we've done little embroidery, trees. We've also worked a little bit with felt items, cross stitching, and even some bead work. I will also be putting some buttons and other stuff I made with Fimo, or this little Santa that makes a little light, as you can see, that I found really cute. I found it in my stash. I didn't know what to do with it, and I thought it was just perfect in this junk journal. So here we are with all the dangles that we want to add to our junk journal, and first things first, we need to add little hoops to these little items to be able to attach them to our junk journals. So for this, I'm using these silver hoops. Really, the size of the hoops doesn't matter as long as you can attach them to your junk journal. So they have to be wide enough, big enough to have the length of the page until the hole in which you want to attach the item. I hope I'm being understandable. And then you just use your pincers to just open the hoop, go through your item, and then just close the hoop. And now we're going to do this with the rest of the items that we have here. You will notice that sometimes I am using two hoops instead of only one hoop, but this is to make sure that the item really dangles and is not completely stuck to the page. While one hoop might be just too short to attach to the page, and while you can use a bigger hoop if you prefer, I am just not really a fan of that aesthetic. So I like to use two little hoops. So there's one tiny little hoop attached to the item, and then I will use a bigger hoop to attach that tiny one attached to the item to the page. So I do need to use a bigger hoop to attach to the page because there is that gap between the hole that you have in the page and the actual page, because otherwise it might get ripped. So you really need to be careful to leave a little gap there. But we will talk about this in a minute. I had a lot of little bells in my stash, and I found those with very Christmassy colors, so green, red, and silver and gold, and I decided to add them to the journals. I also found these little stars, either metallic or sometimes plastic, and I just thought they would look really, really good as well, so I added them too. Now that we have all of our dangles ready to attach, I'm going to divide them because we have two journals. So I'm going to make two little, I mean, there are gonna be two. you know. And I would like to add proper places to attach those dangles. So you might have understood where I'm going with this. We need to add some tabs. We have added tabs to the cards within the envelopes in previous videos for easy reach, but I did also want to add some to the pages of the journal. I really wanted my junk journal to be, you know, with lots and lots of little tabs everywhere and cloth and everything like this. And like that we will have a perfect space to attach our little dangles from. So let's just grab some of the ones that I've made before and we'll just glue them to our pages. Tabs can be in any material. As you can see here, it's scrapbook paper, so it's pretty thick cardboardish paper. And I'm going to wait until it's dry to put an eyelet with my crocodile. If you follow my videos, you will know that I use textile glue to glue anything that is textile related. Felt is one of them, and it really helps out to just glue everything to the paper. It's definitely my favorite to glue anything onto paper when it's textile. I try to put the tabs at regular intervals, both in terms of the width of the journal, but also the length of the different pages. And this is of course to ensure that when you look at your closed up journal, the tabs are not all at the same place. Next, we are going to put some eyelets with our crocodile, so mostly on our paper tabs. The eyelets are to ensure the longevity of our journals. We do not want the dangles to get caught on the sleeve or something, and the paper to rip, and the buyer to end up with a torn page and a dangle. If you don't have eyelets, or if you want to vary, I recommend using a paper or cardboard like scrapbook paper to strengthen the place where you want to add a little hole for the dangles. And now we can attach the dangles using the previously added loop and our pincers. Another place you can add dangles is on paper clips. Here, as you can see, it's a very simple procedure. Just pass your hoop through the paper clip, and if you want to secure it better, you can also attach it or sew it on the cloth on the paper clip itself. And now I will just let you enjoy the rest of the process without my annoying voice. One thing you should never forget, and that's the closure, which we forgot to address in the latest video, the previous video tutorial on how to make the cover for this junk journal. So I decided to go really simple here. I just added a brad at the front and at the back of the cover and a red ribbon to attach with a bow. To make sure I'm in the dead center, I am measuring with my ruler to make sure it's right in the middle and about 1 to 1.5 centimeters off from the page, the end of the cover, so that you have space for the eyelet and also it doesn't rip, so you have a bit more strength. And now that the cover is done, let's add buttons. I went through my stash to find some Christmas colored buttons to add to my junk journal. I really think it spices up the tabs and the overall look of a journal, and they're generally really cheap, especially if you go to thrift stores, which you guys know I love to do. My personal preference is to sew the buttons. You can either sew, well, both sew on textile and on paper, but I do recommend sewing on thicker cardboard style scrapbook paper instead of just plain copy paper, as it might rip. But you can also just glue the buttons directly on your page. Anything is possible. In terms of color and placement, I really like to vary. I like to have splashes of color when you have like white tabs, for instance. I also like to vary the placement. Sometimes, well, usually I like to put a lot of stuff at the front. When you open your journal, you can see the items, but then when you close a page, when you turn a page, there's not much happening on the back of that page. So I like also to put stuff over there at the front of a page and at the back of a page. It makes it so much nicer when you turn your page. And finally, it's time to glue the little decorations we made in the previous video, the felt, cross stitch, and the little embroideries. For this, as usual, I am using textile glue. You really want to make sure you don't put too much glue on the little creations, otherwise it could go through the cloth and look a little bit blotchy. To make sure you have an even spread of glue, you can use the tip of the glue bottle, your finger, or even a paintbrush, for example. And this video is now coming to an end. I really hope you enjoyed this little series, hashtag Christmas in July 2022 project, and I will see you guys really soon in the next video, which will be the final flip through. So see you soon. Bye guys.